Everybody knows online business has become a dominant growing force. Sales through e-commerce are constantly on the rise. Last year alone, global online sales surpassed $1 trillion. What some don't know is the scope of work that goes into creating and running a successful e-commerce business. Many get burnt in the process and endure some painful lessons along the way. The good news is, if you're equipped with a clear understanding of e-commerce functions and its processes, then you can avoid common pitfalls. It's important to recognize that e-commerce can no longer be perceived as a standalone animal, and it requires dedicated business functions to make it work. It's a complex ecosystem that depends on many things, like an e-commerce platform, management, accounting, information technology, marketing, inventory control, fulfillment, and more. Most of the time, we can't manage all those functions internally, so we rely on outside vendors to do some of the work. And that's where it gets tricky. Picking a service provider is much more than selecting just a service. It's choosing a long-term partner. There are significant barriers to replacing an e-commerce partner once the business is up and running, so it's important to conduct a comprehensive or complete selection process before you enter into an agreement. A long-term approach is essential. Don't think of it in terms of a project. Think of it as an ongoing e-commerce program, a program that accompanies your business operations through continuous improvements and reinforcements. I'm now going to walk you through some basic steps to help you find the best partner. The best partner isn't necessarily the perfect provider out there, but the one that fits the best with the unique requirements and priorities of your business. First, begin with an inward look at your company. Then, make an outward evaluation and perform an analysis of potential partners. And then finally, review the results with a strategic selection based upon well-defined criteria. For the internal assessment, assemble a team with representatives from all departments relevant to the program. You need to create a strong cooperative team that is able to meet many times throughout the decision-making process. Now, ask your team these questions. What are our capabilities and strengths? What are our core competencies? And based on the answers, evaluate what parts you should maintain internally. And then ask yourself, where do we need to add expertise? When you outsource the work that's not within your core competencies, then your company can focus on the important internal tasks and on what it does best. Now you're ready to construct an effective request for a proposal. Keep your specific requirements and priorities in mind when you lay down the foundation for the RFP. This will later help you recognize the key differences of potential partners. Regardless of what business you're in, your RFP should include these 5 key elements. 1. Clearly outline your priorities and objectives. Keep in mind that clarity in the RFP, even stating what you don't know, is extremely beneficial to the process. 2. Describe your corporate culture and request your potential partner to provide the same. 3. Ask narrow and specific questions. The more specific, the better. This will prove invaluable in every phase of the program. 4. Ask partners to outline what success looks like clearly. How do they get there? How will they measure it? If they can't answer this question, or if their response is vague, then it's time to look elsewhere. 5. Request several case studies. You definitely want to check out the work they have done for other clients. If you include these elements in your RFP process, then you're on the right track. Next, get to know the people. Remember, you're hiring people, not software. Your solution will only be as good as the people who execute it. So, meet the people who will do the work, not just the sales team and senior management. Go on site and visit their office to get a sense of their energy and company culture. Prepare diligently for client reference calls to achieve genuine feedback on their prior work. And talk to other service providers who have worked with the potential partner so you can gain as much insight about the people at the other end. As far as reference calls, given the program expenditure and time commitment, you have every right to request interviews with the clients. This will help you contrast promises versus reality. Do they deliver on what's promised and meet expectations? Do they complete tasks on time and on budget? How responsive are they when problems arise? How do they solve problems? Effective communication is another key indicator. Do they demonstrate strong knowledge and industry best practices? Do they seem to grasp the unique requirements of your business? Do they bring new business-driving ideas to the table? Are they proactive, and do they communicate clearly on how to achieve goals and at what cost? All of these considerations will guide you to vital conclusions as part of your final selection. If you want, and I suspect you might, invest a little bit more time in fine-tuning the selection process with a weighted criteria evaluation method. This method allows you to quantify the data you've gathered. The evaluation is based upon simple calculations that factor in price versus quality. And it also provides an overview of all your alternatives. To learn more on how to perform your own weighted criteria evaluation and to find more information on the overall selection process, you can download our white paper free of charge at ecommercepartners.com. I hope you've enjoyed this discussion on how to select an e-commerce partner. Thanks for watching.